Hello, I am live finally. Okay, so I am Julia Goodson. I am going to share a few things, mostly talking about recording my album. Well, several songs for it lately, and I and basically how Coach Missy helped me a lot with it. So this was supposed to be a little bit different. Initially, she was going to be live also, but it didn't really work out for us to do it that way with the way Facebook is set up, I guess. So let's see. She sent me some questions. Um, Basically, a little bit about me. Hang on one second. Okay, so I feel like I came out of the womb like playing piano and singing because there's pictures of me as a baby, just like banging away on the keys and screaming at the top of my lungs, and just with life and home situation not being super supportive, I lost that ability. So a lot of my songs are about getting it back. Um, and I've been really pretty scared to share them with the world, or share them with anyone. It's the world's such a broad freaking term, but like I would go play them at open mics and just think like, oh, my songs are too depressing, like no one's gonna want to hear them, that kind of stuff. So I would play maybe covers, and I still do covers because we all like to have songs that we know and sing along with. But anytime I would do that, I would always get the feedback that people it that I just didn't seem to care all that much. So yeah, I get that. Um, I mean, the songs that I wrote are obviously much more personal to me, but it's been a very intense process, long process, healing process, to recover my voice and be able to sing these songs. Um, so let's see. Basically, I got an email from a producer that is in Nashville. That's how he gets his clients basically to work with. He does it all remote. I think he said he listens to a new artist, or tries to, every single day, and he just reached out to me. I guess he saw one of the videos that I put on Facebook. And his name's Shannon MacArthur, by the way. He is awesome. He was such a wonderful first producer to work with, and we'll definitely be working with him again. Um, it was very intense. We did a lot of the recording. Well, we did all the recording at home, using GarageBand or Logic, and then he told us the best microphone to get. My husband John has a studio set up, and I would just go in there. At first, he would be in there with me, and when I was recording vocals, and tell me when to do it again, that kind of stuff. And it turns finally, well, probably because it was crunch time, but he finally showed me how to do it myself, and I would just go in when he didn't need the studio, or when I told him I needed it, and just record vocals over and over again. And it was such an intense process that if I had not worked with Missy for, I think we worked together 6 months last year, I don't think that I would have been ready for all that, honestly, because I have such such weirdness about my voice and singing. I haven't liked my voice for most of my life, and there's some shame, and yeah, I just haven't liked it. I've had this desire in my gut to sing, but I couldn't get it to come out, if that makes sense. So the work we did get together, me and Missy, was a lot about mindset. Another thing, I mean, y'all know, it's just freaking hard adulting. If you have dreams and you're an adult, especially, we don't even have human children, we have 5 fur babies, but it's how do you find the time to pursue your passions? It's just freaking hard. So, But basically, at the time me and Missy started working together, I was working for LabCorp, and I'm still working for LabCorp, but I was doing the call center, so call in to patient billing, and I was answering the phone. And that just, whoever's worked in call centers, y'all know how it is. Like, it gets old really quick. And it just zapped my energy. I had like a lot of jaw tension, jaw tightness, TMJ. That just made it hard to sing afterwards. It made it hard to like have energy to do anything. But the work that me and Missy did together, it was like, okay, so this is temporary. This will change. This is just paying the bills now. It's like having my mindset somewhere else, like, and she showed me how to reserve my energy, to kind of like put up an energetic barrier between especially irate or draining people, which just the whole job was draining. But yeah, so she showed me how to do that. And it's so funny, like, basically the reason I even worked with Missy to begin with is I really just wanted off the phones, and I was going to spend a certain amount of money to get like a medical coding certificate so I could get a job off the phones. But then I started seeing Missy sharing about being a coach, and being a coach with, oh gosh, what's it called? Basically low self-esteem, imposter syndrome, that's what it is. The new school term for low self-esteem, I guess. But so I reached out to her, we did a call, and I shared with her my dreams for music. I mean, I had written all these songs just over the years to help me deal with a certain feeling or situation. And I mean, I would sing them from time to time. I have wanted to record for years, but I just didn't know how. Like, I mean, yeah, I could reach out to a studio, but it's like, when are you ever really going to be ready? I never felt ready enough, I guess. But basically, me and after we talked, she was going to be about the same price to work with her as it was to do that medical coding. And I knew, like, the medical coding, I don't care about that. I mean, come on, give me a break. It's just another job. So I told her that, and I was like, if I do that, I might just kind of like give up on my dreams. And she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that. So I guess the biggest help that Missy was, besides like the mindset tools, was that she just really believes in me. Like, she sees me as this musician that's already touring the world, that is known for her music, that's known for healing. Like, these songs are very healing. Like, I had to get to a place where they were able to heal me, because for a long time I could not sing them. So yeah, one thing that she told me that really stood out was the steps I'm taking now. She equated that to someone going to to France to see the Eiffel Tower, and she said that I hope that's in France. I'm a little nervous right now, so I really hope that's in France. But she said that basically someone is, like, if they're going to see the Eiffel Tower, you have to take steps to get there. You have to have your passport. You have to pack your luggage. You have to get your flight tickets. But you're gonna see the freaking Eiffel Tower. Like, that's gonna be the end result. So she said that that's what I'm doing now, is I'm taking the steps to do my music career. And she said, like, it's going to happen. She said there's no way that it can not happen as I'm doing these steps. So that stuck with me. And I will say, like, if you have a dream and have been working like a job that you hate or don't love, and you know you're good at something, but you have doubts about it, I highly recommend Missy working with her as a coach. I mean, I've also been in therapy for years, but Missy helped me to kind of get over that last hurdle to like, okay, I got this. I can do this. I have this talent in me. God gave it to me. Like it's my purpose in life. It's literally like my purpose for being here, I believe. Um, so I lost my train of thought. I was saying that I would highly recommend Missy because she just, yeah, she would say certain things that just like removed it out of me, like removed the disbelief somehow. Like it's crazy. Like I am still not quite sure how that worked, but I mean, definitely she gave me a lot of tools. I was doing like positive affirmations several times a day, and it just got easier to go. Like I played a really intense, difficult for me song to sing at an open mic, and I didn't feel like I wanted to throw up like I do sometimes when I go to these shows. So I was like, holy shit, Missy, like it works. That's crazy. But so just a little bit about, let's see. So I took piano lessons from the time I was 7 to 17, just doing like the classical stuff. I was in I mean, it's hard to even call it competitions, like recitals, stuff like that. It was a good outlet for me, but I was not in love with classical music. When I was a teenager, I idolized certain singers. Like when I was still listening to Christian music, it was Cindy Morgan, and then it evolved into Tori Amos as soon as I discovered secular music. But yeah, like Tori's music especially was it just helped me through some very dark places. And then it got to a point where she didn't have any songs that I needed anymore. And so I realized that I had to write those songs. And most of these songs I actually wrote when I was living with my mom in my 20s, in my mid 20s. So like they came out, I was living in her basement and getting out of some debt. Y'all know how it is. But I played them on my Pepe. Her dad's, he was a beautiful piano player, and she has his grand piano that he basically grew up playing too. So that was a pretty neat, it's just neat that these songs came out on that piano, and now I'm able to record them. Let's see, what else? So when Shannon reached out to me, I definitely wanted to do it, but I also had some reserves about it because, again, it's like, why do people care? Like, why does anyone want to hear my music? Like, it's depressing, whatever. But Missy helped me to see that there are people that need it, and basically, it's just all in my mindset. Like, yes, they're on the darker side, and that's okay because that's been my experience in life. I mean, if I wrote a happy song, it would not probably go over well because I wouldn't believe it. And I mean, some of my songs are hopeful. I'm just gonna start singing here soon because I feel like I'm rambling now. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start playing some of these. So this first one is called Them Lies. Them Lies. And I know that's not proper grammar, Mom, but I wrote it that way anyway. So it's this song, when I was working with a therapist, anyone that's in therapy knows about inner child work, like going back and like being the adult to who you needed when you were a kid. And that's how this song came about, is I kind of wrote it to my inner child who was still terrified. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, I really wanted to be able to play these and sing these along with the tracks, that we had recorded with like, I got drums. My husband's added guitar and bass um, and all the instrumentation that Shannon added and everything. I really wanted to be able to play them with that, but we couldn't get the logistics of it to work out tonight. So another time. But they'll be coming out soon on my album, so y'all have to wait for that. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So here is them. Oh, that's loud. So this one is called Them Lies, and again, it sounds awesome with like guitar and drums and stuff added. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. miles apart. And were you afraid of swallowing lies and melt like flies? Then get out the door. Yeah, singing makes me thirsty. So I apologize if I miss any comments or anything. It seems like I'm missing some comments. Y'all are great. Thank you. I love y'all. I just, yeah. First Facebook Live, so I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So another thing with the recording process that I really had to get used to was, I used to not like to see or hear myself. And I had to not criticize, but look honestly at where I was with these songs, and I mean, it was just singing them over and over, like, okay, so that line doesn't work. I got help. Shout out to Crystal Bright. She's been my vocal teacher for a couple years now. Like, she is wonderful. Again, if anyone wants to sing or your child wants to sing, she does lessons from home. She is wonderful. And then Shannon also had me work with another vocal producer that I guess he said does more my style. But yeah, I had to just be able to hear. I had to be open to like change my songs basically, and I used to not be okay with that. I was like very John will tell you, when we were first dating, like if he said anything remotely like not completely like, oh, your song's wonderful, like I would kind of get triggered, and yeah. So I had to become more okay with hearing like, okay, you need to do that vocal take again, like you're flat there, but that doesn't have anything to do with who I am, and that's the difference, I guess, that I felt before. It's just like criticizing myself because I wasn't good enough. But I mean, if you have something in you, like you have to get it out. Which leads me to my next song, and I actually had no idea what order I was going to do these in. So I'm going to go ahead and do Become Now, because it is about letting go of who you have been and stepping into who you know you really are, basically. And this is actually going to be my first single to be released. It, again, sounds really cool with all the other instruments, but so here's Become. Cause I know it's time to go. some of those like belting those higher notes, I used to not be able to do that at all. And yeah, so now getting there. It's all a process. Like the thing is, I gotta and you gotta like accept where you are. It's like we have to. I've heard listen to different podcasts. If you know a destination, like where you want to go, you have to put in your GPS, your Google Maps, whatever, like where you are now. So like you have to look realistically at where you are starting from to be able to figure out how to get there. So this next one is called Dance in the Rain, and this is, I really wish that I could play. I'll really be releasing it soon and y'all will be able to hear it, but this is the first time that I've added any other instruments. So I added strings and flute, and I got my wonderful friend April to play flute we grew up together. So I'm super glad that worked out, and I got like a cello player on it. So I love the way it sounds now. But this one is, because I tend to like still be frustrated if things are not working out. Like I know where I want to be and I'm not there yet, and I get real frustrated about it. So that's what this song is about, is like, it's all right. We're gonna get there. I'm learning what I need to learn in this like dry season. Is basically this song. And so oh, so night, I fly asking more. I know I got a lot of comments. Thank y'all. Y'all are the best. I have the best friends and people. I love them. So I'm gonna play pieces now, and this is like the first. It's not the first song that I wrote, but it's, I guess, probably the second one. I was living with a boyfriend at that time that was addicted to video games, basically. So I was very lonely. But I wrote it about my childhood. I mean, most people that know me, I talk about this. Like, my parents ran a group home. I was there from the time I was a baby till age 14, and that's what I've kind of blamed a lot of my issues on. But it was just like a scary place to grow up in, and this song was like kind of trying to find those pieces of myself that got stuck there, I guess. Yeah. It is the first song that I ever recorded back at Warehouse Wired Studios. Gosh, how old was I then? 22 maybe? And I was terrified. No, 24, because I had broken up with Kim. Wait, sorry, I shouldn't have said his name. Yeah, so, Joey Tucker, who was alive then, he was so sweet. Like, I went into the studio and I was just terrified. The recording room, and he just like gave me the biggest grin, and he was just like, "You got it, you got this," you know. And he guessed what the meaning was. He's like, you know, it sounds like you're going through the pieces, or through the room, walking through the rooms of a house. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it. John added some wonderful electric guitar parts, and it sounds kind of bluesy, and I think it honors, to me it sounded a little bit like Joey's style when he was playing music. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. but that sincerity is the best. 'Cause that haunted place still calls to me. Never that I want to be that invisible girl. Pieces of me of such that at night go crouching under this table, waiting for some crumbs to be tossed my way. I want to die, I want to taste, but I'm left clutching the pieces as it all washes away. Okay, sorry about all the static. I don't know what it is. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi. Yeah, I don't know why it's so staticky, but y'all can hear me. Cool. So another thing about that I have, hang on, I'm gonna turn down one of these speakers. Okay, y'all tell me if that is better. I mean, yeah, I don't hear it anymore. Thank you, Missy. You're the best. Let's see. Hang on. Oh no, that's an old comment. Okay, cool. Thank you, Missy. Yeah, technology is not my favorite thing, but so okay, good. Yay. Okay. So another thing about my songs that made the recording process pretty difficult is that, you know, I grew up classically trained, so I'm just used to playing, you know, Chopin, Beethoven. You can take your own freedom. There's not like a regular rhythm that you have to really abide by. So that was difficult because I had to, for some of my songs, they changed time signatures a lot, and a couple of them I had to either figure out what time signature it was or just like map the whole thing out. And I mean, there was lots of little hiccups with that process, but this last one that I'm gonna play is called Keep Me, and so there's two songs that I actually ended up changing keys on. This is one of them. I don't know, I just kind of realized I had written them a long time ago, and maybe my voice has changed, or I am realizing that I feel more comfortable singing lower, and yeah. So this one is, so I spent a lot of time just being invisible, and especially in social settings like work. We're not even going to get into high school right now. Um, but this is basically speaking to that because there were people that like I wanted to know and I didn't know how to to know them. If that makes sense. So this song is called "Keep Me." So much to get, 'cause I got a few demons playing in my head. Some Goodson try to keep me there. Your faces applies every day, but I don't know what to say. And imagining what could be, but I never let myself. But only if you'll give me some time. Well, I promise you I'll shine. It's worth the fight to make it out to you. You got to tell them these words, got to make it so. Whoever knows how long before our chances run thin. We all know so much more to share than we realize. That's right. Shake off these demons running in my head. Please, cut so they can't keep me So, yeah. Said I was gonna answer questions. Y'all got any questions for me? Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Thank you, Missy. I like that one too. um, yeah, thank y'all. So when the album comes out, like that's still in the works. It just is so much going into it that I just didn't realize. But let's see. So I we finally know what artwork we are going to be using for Become, my first single. So now we'll be able to get that. Apparently, like, it's best to, once you sign up for a Spotify artist, to do it like 4 to 6 weeks. So I will give y'all a date. If anyone, it would actually really help me out a lot if you'd be willing to use like a Spotify pre-save link, and that way you, like, once it is released, and I will post updates, of course I will. I'll say like when the actual date is gonna be. So I'm gonna release Become. If y'all have any suggestions on what you would like to hear released after that, I'm open to them. I was thinking either Dance in the Rain or Keep Me, that last one. Jennifer, do you mean, what's you to get? Do you mean like a famous person or like personally? So I'll just answer them both. So my mom's dad, we called him Pepe, Meme and Pepe, were her parents. They lived in Delaware. He passed away when I was 11, but he was a professional piano player. So he played beautifully, and I heard that, and I just like, I wanted to be like him. So yeah, and I didn't, basically I started writing songs just because I had these feelings that I had to get out, and they would just kind of come to me. But yeah, like Tori Amos is my biggest influencer for sure. Paula Cole, I liked her too. I honestly, I never, it's always, I've always wanted to sing, but like, I mean, I said this already, like, I didn't feel like I could. John, my husband, has been super encouraging this whole process. Like, he's heard all these songs, and I mean, certainly a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this live stream, but a couple of years ago, like, it was hard for me to even sing and play them in front of him. So it's just like, it's all a process. Gotta accept where we are to get to where we want to be. Let's see. Any other questions? If you do want to, if you are willing to have that Spotify link pre-save, please direct message me, and I will send it to you. All right, thank y'all so much for listening. Y'all are very true. I really appreciate y'all being here for this. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get off of here because it's been about an hour. I made it last an hour. Yes. But thank y'all for encouraging me, for real. Like, I was a little nervous to do this. Not nearly as nervous as I would have been. So yeah, I will feel free to share this. I would love that, and I will see y'all later. I gotta figure out how to end it. Thank you, Karen. That's another wonderful friend that believed in me early on. Was like, what are you doing at Bank of America? You rock. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Y'all are awesome. Okay, let me figure out how to end this. In live video, alright.